Hello, welcome back, and let's jump into it with some of my friends still don't understand my issues with feminism, SJWs, and so on. I've explained the bullshit that is the wage gap. I've explained how stupid safe spaces are. And I've even explained the retardedness that is toxic masculinity, and so on and so on. This time, I decided to come at them with a different point of view. That even the small things SJWs do can suck the fun out of something. And, as though helping me explain my opinion, Feminist Frequency made a review of Gears of War 4. Now, I gotta warn you, there may be some spoilers, so continue at your own risk. The review starts off pretty simple about how it's been 10 years since the first game and that the narrative changes from the original crew to a younger one. It then goes on with its thoughts on the gameplay and a bit of backstory on the plot. At this point I'm thinking, it's not that bad so far. And then my butt puckered at this point.
Cities and women are required to participate in post-war repopulation efforts. Kate, the squad's one female member, understandably takes issue with this.
You got an issue with babies?
No, I have an issue with being told I need to have one.
And I hoped the game might explore this idea some more, but it's quickly dropped and never mentioned again.
It wasn't much, but if you know FemFreak, then you know when it comes to women, they start getting really preachy about objectification, women trophies, etc. Thankfully it was quick and didn't dwell. It quickly continues giving its thoughts on the game, and then they get a little weird.
It's also during these first few acts that we see far more of Sarah's natural beauty than we ever have before. But soon, the game retreats.
Okay, I think someone has a crush on Sarah. Then it comes to this other odd bit about the Locusts.
Environments that were so common in the original Gears games. The Locusts continue to be an enemy with all the nuance of J.R.R. Tolkien's orcs. They're seemingly an inherently hostile, aggressive species that we can feel justified in slaughtering without any moral qualms whatsoever.
Am I supposed to feel bad about wanting to kill these guys? I'm sorry, but any naked monster with a rifle and no dick needs to be killed right away. Okay? That's in the Bible. And then the review eventually hits right about here where I find myself groaning aloud.
Looks like their ship just came in.
Unfortunately, Dell, the squad's one black member, doesn't get to do much of anything but joke and make wisecracks.
How can someone be terrible at rock, paper, scissors?
Easily, because you always pick paper.
Now I know what you're thinking. Why does that matter to you, Mr. Insomniac? Because I know the meaning behind making a point of him being the one black member who jokes a lot. FemFreak tends to have this feeling that game developers, obviously racist cis white men of course, believe black people are only good as thugs or comic relief. Me? I blame Ice Cube. Boys in the Hood, and then Are We There Yet? Sad. And then it's not long before we reach one of FemFreak's usual bitchings.
Tough boy, don't you?
Uncle!
It's also frustrating that the game employs a standard damsel in distress device, with Kate's mother, Reyna, who is introduced as a strong leader, being reduced to a plot mechanism when she's taken by the Locust early on.
Yeah, the fucking damsel in distress argument. It's supposed to be this male ego thing that makes women appear weak and feeble and men look strong and heroic. And as though to emphasize the bizarre, imbalanced double standard FemFreak holds, this is said right after.
Being reduced to a plot mechanism when she's taken by the Locust early on. Sure, Marcus is also captured for a brief period of time, but it's not the same sort of overarching plot motivator that Reyna's capture is.
So a female character is taken and that chaps your titties. But a guy gets taken, the character fans have played as for 3 games, and it's fuck all. And so the video instantly goes from that into this.
Capture is. On the other hand, Kate is presented as a capable and competent member of the team, with Marcus and everyone else treating her with respect and a sense of solidarity.
We'll be right beside you.
Of course, not treating a female character terribly is hardly something we should celebrate. It's simply something we should expect.
Excuse me? Did I hear that right?
Of course, not treating a female character terribly is hardly something we should celebrate. It's simply something we should expect.
Not treating a female character terribly is hardly something we should celebrate. It's simply something we should expect. Seriously? Fucking seriously? Either you want her to rise above being just another damsel in distress, or you don't. Fucking choose already. Now, after that, the review is almost done. But they had to get off one more femme freak staple in there.
Gears 4 starts off suggesting that it might take us to new places, but then shies away from that. And in the end, it's yet another cover shooter that centers the experiences of its white male characters and has us fighting the same straightforward battles we fought.
Yep, that old chestnut. Fucking white people, am I right? Now, here's the sad part. If it weren't for their usual bullshit, this would actually be a decent review. And don't get me wrong, my problem isn't that it's feminist frequency. My problem is their SJW microtransgressions take you out of the review and think, that didn't need to be in there. Now you're focused on the useless snippet instead of the review. Afterward, out of curiosity, I checked their couple other reviews, and in most found the usual, even some white privilege bullshit in the Uncharted 4 review. And you know, the weird thing I found was one or two videos where the reviewer, one of which was Anita Sarkeesian herself, sounds like they're sucking the game creator's dick for some rather crappy games. But they're kind of SJW-ish games, so there's no real surprise there. Now, I have a feeling I'll still come off as a woman-hating, toxic male, but I really don't give too much of a shit. I didn't make this to look good, just giving my point of view on something I find greatly annoying. And now we've reached the end. I'll put the link of the review in the description down below, as well as my Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.